why you're in South Africa.
I'm marketing a new running shoe, Newton. It's a new shoe that's been marketed for about 3 years, and we got the rights to distribute it in South Africa. So it's really nice to be here and to be able to bring a new product to the South African market.
So this is about the shoe. It's quite controversial. Why is it? What's special about it?
I think the thing that I really like it simulates barefoot running, and it's a minimalist shoe, but it still gives you the support and the protection that a normal shoe does. I think the biggest difference from the Newton to the other shoes are the gradient difference between the heel and the forefoot. The gradient difference in a Newton is about between 1 and 4%, where in the other shoes it's 10 to 14%. So immediately you become a front foot striker, not a heel striker. Technology inside the shoes, I get a lot more mileage out of than I do with the normal running shoe.
Now you're the original barefoot, and there's this whole sort of going back to the minimalist shoe and barefoot running and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
What is your view on it? I mean, do you think you've been hoodwinked for years, having too much stability and cushioning? I mean, do you think it's kind of been good marketing, and now we're getting back to what running shoes should be?
I think it's something you have to approach very conservatively. You can't just go out there and start running barefoot. I grew up walking barefoot and playing barefoot, and it was just natural for me to run barefoot. But even still then, I never ran barefoot on the road. We always trained with shoes because it was just too hard, and you can hurt yourself quite seriously if you run barefoot on the road. So we always trained barefoot on the track or on the grass. And we did a lot of training on the grass and on soft surfaces, and I think that's why I'm still able to run at the age of almost 45. I totally agree with the minimalist movement that's gaining a lot in the US, and I believe in South Africa as well. It's bringing a new dimension into running, and I think it's almost empowering people more, because you have to look at the way you run and the form, and it's not just about running anymore. It's about as well as the form running. It's almost like being a proper runner and watching your diet. You have to watch your form as well. It really improves your running form a lot. I can really vouch for it, because I've been training in shoes for such a long time, and suddenly starting running in Newton, I almost got back to what I was when I was running and I was much younger. The way I ran and the style and everything.
I mean, as you say, you're 55 now, and we've heard stories about you winning all these cross-country races overseas. I mean, are you still training the same? Do you still have a love for the sport? What keeps driving you, even this sort of race so long? You know, what's your motivation?
I think to me, running is a part of my life. It's not a sport I do. It's part of my life, and I just enjoy being out there and being by myself. I love running by myself and running in the country. I love trail running. So for me, it's just a way of life, and it's very spiritual to me as well. Running. I still am very competitive when I race, but it's not like I was when I was younger. I don't run anymore to win races or anything. I just go out.
But you still do win races?
Sometimes, yeah.
What does it feel like, I mean, to be knowing you're still very competitive at a reasonably high level, despite being a lot older than some of the people you're competing against?
I still get angry at myself, because I still think I can run a bit faster, I can do a bit better, but I'm really thankful and privileged to still be able to run it and still enjoy it at my age. And I've been running for such a long time, since I was 14, and running at a high level, and so I enjoy it even more today.
Tell us about being back in South Africa. What does it feel like you've been over the States for quite a while now? Is this a place you'd like to return to?
Yeah, we've been in the States for about 2.5 years now, and I love living there, but my first love will always be South Africa. I think people don't realize when you're born in South Africa. I always tell people in the US you have an African soul, and people don't get it there. But I guess people from South Africa will know that you're African if you're born here, and you always long back for South Africa. I always long back for the open skies and just the freedom we have in South Africa, the great weather, and although there's many problems in South Africa, it's still a great country to live in.
What do you miss the most?
I think my family. I miss my family, and I miss running. I miss the smell of rain and the smell of the soil when it rains, especially in the Free State, and the open skies and the stars. I miss nature, the country itself. I really miss that.
Well, good luck, successes here. Hopefully we do see you back in South Africa, but best of luck with your new ventures.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.